So I wanted to do update on the boat build, and here it is, September 2022. We've been in this, so it's been 5 years, 9 months now, and we finally got to the point where we have the boat completely built, and I'm working the fairing process to make it look pretty. Fairing, you had to put material on the boat. First I put micro balloons and epoxy, and then I have this all grip product that goes on after that. And it's a lot of really difficult, hard work as you use what I call the murder board, and that's after I use all my power tools on it, then we do this, and it's I've really gained a lot of strength and about killed myself in this California high temperatures that we've been experiencing. But that's how you get the surface to look, more like this, and this I did years ago, and now we're working on this. So I got this escape hatch here. I made my own because the factory model didn't really work in here very well and wasn't really big enough, so I made an escape hatch. These are my for my trampoline, the nets. They'll hold the nets, and what I use is fiberglass tubing. And anyway, it's a little artwork here, but to get the shape and everything that I wanted. So here she is, all in one piece. We'll look at the back of the boat. Yeah, this I always keep it covered. This is the first time I've uncovered the whole thing in years now. I'm very excited because I finally got the whole hull covered in epoxy and the first stage of sanding, and that was so now I don't worry as much about the sun being on the epoxy carbon fiber boat because I got this covering now. So here's my back. Here's where I have room for a rudder here, the main rudder here, and I also have float rudder options, so I can do my float rudders if I, that's what I want to do, is have be able to do both. On the calm days we'll do the main rudder. When we get the whole team together to go racing, we'll put the float rudders. And that's one thing I haven't dealt with yet, is I have a design, but I haven't made my steering system yet. So I got a ladder going here, my motor goes here, and it just barely fits and folds up in here. It's all pretty tight, but it's custom built and everything fits really well. I got this guy which will hold the mast up. It's a P-bar. It's made out of carbon fiber tubing. It's crazy light, doesn't weigh anything, and it allows you to hold yourself in the boat, when you're on the back. And also, I built my farrier boat all the way out to the back. Usually they cut this off, and which, with the motor is probably better for the motor, but I've got enough room to get my motor in there, and it's more like you're in the boat all the way to the back of the boat. So I got one window here in the back. I have what they call a mid-hatch or a mid-cabin. I didn't really want the aft cabin on an SR boat. This is an F32SRCX. And so it's got like this hidden cabin in the middle, which is huge on this boat. And we'll get up there and we'll take a look at that. And I don't have the look of the aft cabin, which I didn't really want on a racing boat. So let's go on, take a look inside. So right now I'm just, fairing the boat, making, getting it look really straight. And then what we'll do is we'll get, after that we'll prime it, and that should be in a few weeks. Then we'll start blocking the primer, and then we'll go to paint. So by the end of the year, I'm hoping to have a painted boat that will be finally getting to the point where we can assembling it, to go sailing next year. That's the plan. So here's my mid hatch, and all this stuff's just sitting here right now because I didn't want to attach anything until I got it painted. But what's cool about this is it's flush mounting, and gives you access to that cabin, which is all under in here. A lot of room, actually. So I made custom fitting part. Everything's, of course, it's custom, all carbon fiber. Everything is crazy light. And I get this in. I don't have this permanently attached yet. Nothing really is, but I should get a shot of the top here too. And so that's how that all fits together. And I'm excited about how well that came out. And of course I have a forward hatch, you know, the way they're built, that the hole there is for the dagger board, which is already made. I made these wings on the front, which you see on some of the farriers, to help hold the nets and to give us a place to launch the anchor. My buddy Alan, who's done a lot of the consulting, and then parts you see inside that are painted, he's actually painted them. He made that custom part for the to launch the anchor, which allows you to do it by yourself. You don't have to have help. You get the anchor hanging off there, you get it wrapped around the winch, and away she goes. So let's take a look inside. So I have a very minimal interior because it's a race boat. You know, race boats don't need to have an interior at all, but I wanted to be able to camp on this one. And the whole interior is made out of, let's see, it was one sheet of foam here, one sheet of foam there, and very lightweight carbon fiber. So the interior doesn't really weigh hardly anything. It gives you the structure you need to reinforce the sides. And so I'm really excited about the way it came out. I'm going to put a sink here. This is access to the cabinet. This is my escape hatch that we talked about. I can put my ice chest, which I'm going to have an ice chest. I can put it here. I can put it over there. It actually fits down below where your access is into the cabin. That's the entrance there to the aft part of the boat, what I call it my mid cabin back there, which is and I got shelving and so on for that. So and I have storage holes, under the seats for the kitchen area. It's got quite a bit of storage, and so. This has still got a little bit of the carbon fiber on it. This is what the boat used to look like on the outside and how it looks pretty ratty, and I haven't started fairing this, but it is all built. I only have some tinkering with some. I'm going to put actually a hammock here. So I'm going to put a pole in here, a carbon pole, and attach it here so that not only is it a kitchen place for an ice chest, but in the evenings there will be the room for the fourth guy to sleep. So we got a bed here, a bed here. We have a forward bed, a bed in the back, and this of course is my main rudder cassette, they call it. I have parts all over the place, but this is the dagger board housing, of course, that you're able to launch. The dagger board goes inside of that, of course. And then going forward. I have some of the parts are painted. My buddy, again, Alan, painted parts. He takes them home and paints them for me. And so here's my little head. I got a toilet, and I got a little shelf here, and I got a little cabinet there to put stuff in. It's very minimal. Again, for racing, I'm going to put a sink here. I have room for a sink, and plenty of room to sleep. So I got this part actually pops out, which gives a considerable more, amazing amount more room in here when you need the room. Most of the time I wouldn't have this piece in. I could stow it from underneath the hatches. But in the evening, when I do want to use it as a bed, then it gives us just that much more space on the bed, which puts it at a little over 6.5 foot bed. Which is plenty enough room for most people. And so once I get the outside faired, then I'm going to start just working on trying to get the boat in the water. And I think what I'll do is I'll rough this out, get it faired out, get some primer on it, and then move on to assembling the boat so that I can go sailing, and then I'll tinker with this until it's done. Take my time doing it, but I don't want to right now. I want to really get the boat in the water. It's been long enough hard enough all these years working on it. It's time to go. It's time to go sailing. So that's the 2022 September update, and thanks for watching.